Now we're moving on to pro number 3. And this is you receive all of the benefits and freedom of being self-employed, but with a big brand behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's being in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So you have the brand and you have the franchise company there to have an emphasis on your success. And there's not a franchisor in existence today, nor will there ever be, that can make money without having successful franchisees. So it's a win-win, interdependent type of relationship.
One example I could think of is there's a guy who opened up a Subway restaurant. He was from somewhere in the Middle East, and he bought a Subway franchise right there in a building where I used to do a lot of consulting. And he only had the one location. He didn't have 15 locations, from what I can tell. It seemed like he had the one location. But as soon as he put up that Subway sign, people just flocked to it because we knew that brand. It was, we kind of were drawn to it. Is that kind of the power you're talking about?
Well, most people, when they think of the power of the brand, a layperson would say, well, it's because they have this TV campaign and the brand is known to everyone. Actually, the majority of franchise companies don't have national TV campaigns. But there's a synergy that created by having a brand consistency. And even if there's 2 or 3 of those brands in an area, or people are traveling between states and they see 2 or 3 of those, the synergy that's created in their minds and the dependability that's created in their minds. I mean, I remember back being a kid and taking a road trip, and where we were going to stop was always a big debate because we're all in the car, and it would be, let's stop at Howard Johnson's. Everybody knew a lot of things about Howard Johnson's. The service was slow, the food was mediocre, but we knew we could depend on that.
Yeah.
If we stopped at some hot dog joint on the side of the road, we never knew what to expect. We'd have to have that first experience.
I think a lot of people, we don't stop and think about how important that is. When we're out of town, I mean, today we're in North Carolina. We're in Charlotte here, beautiful area. And when you're looking for a quick meal for lunch or something, what do? You look around for a logo you recognize, and you go in. You know it's consistent. Now, on the downside, the con here is that the big brand, the big corporate brand, often has to hold the franchisee accountable to following that consistency.
Absolutely.
And so I see outbreaks of this a lot, where you'll see somebody who, in particular, has decided that the corporate menu, let's say, in the food industry isn't what they want. So they try to add their own special item to the menu, and corporate says, no, you can't do that. Can you talk to me a little bit about why so many self-employed people who buy franchises have this desire to tweak the corporate model all the time? What's that all about?
Well, it varies depending on the individual. Some never tweak it. Some will just operate it and really focus on maximizing having the system work for them instead of working at it. When you get to the point of working at the system, you're going to be looking for ways to improve it or to change it, which can be problematic. The system is designed to really be focused on and create the best practices that are available today. So you want to make sure you're taking advantage of that. But people are always going to look for creativity, always going to look for ways to do that. But the thing that's important is every new menu item that came out for McDonald's, for example, when they started, it was cheeseburgers, hamburgers, fries, Coke, and milkshakes. If you look at the menu today, every single menu item that succeeded came from franchisees having ideas.
Oh, really?
And working with corporate to get them in, like breakfast, for example. And every single menu idea that Ray Kroc had actually failed.
Really?
They're no longer on the menu.
Well, this just goes to show you, if your name's Ray Kroc, you shouldn't be suggesting breakfast menu items.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Now, moving on to pro number 4. It's easier to attract new customers to a new franchise as opposed to a new independent business.
Yes.
Why is that true?
It's very true. And we talk a little bit about the synergy aspect. It's recognizable. It's understanding what you can expect. It's being able to attract customers with a marketing campaign right from the get-go that most small new business owners outside of a franchise would not invest to that level to drive business that quickly.